Welcome back to another week of Beyond the Trenches, week 14 of the NFL season. We are here to discuss everything that happened from Thursday to Monday, give our thoughts and opinions, and talk about the upcoming week, and just talk about this great weekend of football. Got to bring in my usual suspects. First up, right hand man, Daryl. What's good, Daryl?
Good, bro. Back at it. A lot happened this week. A lot to talk about. Good.
Lot to talk about. A lot to talk about. Next up, back from a hiatus, but he's back with more. My man Toby, what's good, Toby?
Man, what's good, Mike? What's good, Daryl? Happy to be back. Steelers Nation came back on the W week, so feeling good.
Happy to have a full crew back, man. My next guy got all the facts and figures, always ready to give us his opinion. My man Jeff, what's good, Jeff?
You're shaking. Toby, what you was on vacation?
Just
When
how
you
work
said
to
the W,
do,
I
man.
thought like the Winston Hotel or something like that.
That's how work to do, man. That's how work to do. That's it.
Oh,
That's
man.
Yeah, please take it easy on my next guest. He's a little bit emotional, but we don't get into it. Oh, man, Jordan, what's good, Jordan?
What's good? What's good?
Rough weekend. Rough weekend, man. Rough weekend.
month.
It's been a rough 5 years for you, brother.
It might be rough for the next 5 for you too.
You know what, man? But let's start, man. It was a great football weekend, man. I just want to give a shout out to Indiana for winning the Big Ten championship game. You know what I mean? Because it was a game. One verse two. We ain't got to talk about that.
I called that though. Let's not act like I ain't called.
Oh, you did. You did talk about the quarterback. I called. Well, first of all, I called it too, but you did. Bro. He might win a Heisman now. Or whatever, like that.
Y'all do realize that we're still the number 2 team in the nation with a chance to still win the championship, right?
I called that L on your plate. Though.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. Where's your team, Mike? Where's your team, Mike? Don't they play week 1? Don't they play week 1? Yeah, we get a bye.
That's cool. That's cool. But y'all number 2 now, right? No, okay.
Defending champions with a bye week.
Lions. Thursday Night Football a long time ago, but Lions did destroy the Cowboys, putting up 44 points and a needed win for both teams, but the Cowboys did not come through. And we now know that would have really helped them out in the division. However, they lost that game. Jeff, what's your thoughts on the Lions and Cowboys?
No, the game was good. I mean, 2 of the elite quarterbacks, 2 of the elite play calling. I guess on offense we can call it elite play calling. It was a real good game. I think the turning point was when the Cowboys went, it was 20. They had came back. It was 27-30. And then the Lions scored a touchdown. The Cowboys had the ball, and it was 4th and 3. I mean, 3rd and 3. Dak went to, I think, Williams, Javonte Williams. He didn't get the game. Then the next play, he went to Ferguson. And that was the problem because you end up having to kick the field goal. You can't get the field goal the next possession. Dak threw the pick. And that was actually kind of Dak Prescott-ish to throw a pick at that moment when they definitely needed to go down and handle business because it would have been a close game. Jared Goff was flawless. I mean, he looked real good. The Lions looked better having Amon St. Brown back. At least Dan Gamble, he didn't stick to – he actually showed he learned. He punted a few times. He kicked a few field goals. So, he's showing he's getting better as a play caller and a coach. That was good. But like you said, Mike, that was a much-needed game for the Cowboys, especially to keep with the theory I had that they was going to hawk the Eagles down for the division, which still is up in the air at this point. But the Cowboys needed that one. They had the winning streak, and it was coming down. But, the Lions are back in it now. Honestly, that showed me a 40 burger. Okay, I can bang with that. I know the Cowboys defense is bad, has been historically bad all season, but they was getting better. But the 40 burger, they needed that. The Lions definitely needed that game. Like I said, Jared Goff was good. Montgomery got back in the flow. I think he had 6 carries, 60 yards, a touchdown. Gibbs was doing what he normally does. Like I said, Amon St. Brown he's just a difference, man. I mean, at 5'9.5", probably soaking wet, $170. He's just one of the elite pass catchers in the league. He plays the slot well. He can run the ball well. He can do whatever they kind of need him to, and he's basically Jared Goff's pillow. He can lay on him and help him get through the week. But I just feel bad for the Cowboys, man. That was it. Like, it was right there in the grasp. They had the 7 days off because they played on Thanksgiving. They came back 7 days later on Thursday. They got down early. They hawked them down 27-30, and that's how this league is, man. One drive can really whole everything, and that's kind of what we saw. So, like I said, a much needed win for the Lions. Sad for the Cowboys, but like I said, it was an overall great game though. It was definitely a barn burner if you ask me.
Darryl, your thoughts on the Cowboys and Lions?
Yeah, definitely a good win for the Lions. Going in, so I just didn't feel good believing in the Cowboys. I know that they was playing well for like the past few weeks. Defense was playing lights out. Offense was all firing all cylinders. But for some reason, just the history of us knowing the Cowboys, like a big game like this on the road, playoff atmosphere, basically, with both teams needed to keep the season alive. It didn't feel right. And then after the pick, I saw that crazy stat where the past 3 years, Lions are now 15-0 after losing a game. That's crazy. I wasn't aware of that before, but just having them bounce back for that much consistent, and we saw how it played out. Just at home, I thought the Lions were kind of definitely vulnerable because they had a lot of guys out, especially on defense, and you got a high-powered offense coming in. I thought it was going to be a recipe for disaster after making the pick, but really just the Lions, they took care of business, especially with you just said about the play call. I feel like Dan, he's learning week to week. I think he's like starting to settle down. Really, he was as a head coach, like maybe he was just used to like just making the decision as far as we're going for a fourth down, and then just leaving the play call and decision making to the OC. I feel like he's just coming to a complete play caller right now. We see more of like the creative play calling, like we saw last year with them as well, and getting everybody involved. Like you said, J-Mo, Amon-Ra, I thought he wasn't going to play, but he definitely came back and was almost at 100 yards. So that gave them the ball. Gibbs does what he does, over 100 yard scrimmage every week. No changes there. So, and even Montgomery, I think he had a long touchdown run to kind of separate things as well. So definitely good for the Lions to keep them afloat, but that's not over yet. I mean, I feel like this year in the NFC, the class would be like a 10 or 11 win team missing the playoffs. So they definitely got some more work ahead of them. For the Cowboys, again, it was really just their defense really for me came back down to earth. As far as I'm just not able to get pressure on Goff. Goff is able to sit there, let routes and plays develop, and I'll get the ball out to get to the right place all game. Throughout the Cowboy win streak, they was getting pressure, getting sacks, turning the ball over. They still had that this week. So yeah, definitely a good important win for the Lions. Also helps out the Bears loss, but it's really just really going to come down to who's going to last. Like it's going to be a lot of good teams, a couple good teams that's going to miss the playoffs in the NFC. But they put themselves kept their season alive by getting this one.
Toby, remember Thursday game, Lions and Cowboys.
Yeah, I think I picked the Cowboys for this game. This was really idiotic of me to pick the Cowboys. I don't even believe in them myself. And the Lions, like Daryl said, they don't lose back-to-back games. But I just had a feeling the Cowboys this year were going to try to hawk down the Eagles, and maybe this is the game they would have won. But they are who we thought they are. They're the Cowboys. They're Dak Prescott. This team will never be successful. They're never winning a ring they might not win another ring in our lifetime. I mean, They have so much expectation. They're America's team, but they continue to fold. Dak, I believe, had 2 picks this game. I think Jeff said something earlier about 2 elite quarterbacks. I don't see these quarterbacks as elite. I see them as good quarterbacks. They both have a lot of talent around them, and especially Goff. He has a lot of talent around him, and I think at the end of the day, the Detroit defense is better than Dallas. Dallas defense is atrocious, and that's basically what it comes down to. So definitely a good win for Detroit. I should have knew they was going to win because they don't lose back to back. Dallas, they missed out on an opportunity to get back on the Eagles. They're looking poor, just like the Eagles are looking poor. But we'll see what happens in the next weeks if Dallas could take advantage. I know the Eagles put a raise next, but Dallas is just a disappointing team overall. I mean, Dak, I don't think anybody should be able to rely on Dak Prescott. Even when it comes to the big games, he might be worse than Goff to me. To be honest, he's a level below Goff at this point. So the Cowboys are the Cowboys. They lost. Should have expected it, but good W for the Lions. And then the Chicago lost, so that will help them. Hopefully they could do something. I think Gibbs had 3 TDs, and he had like 40 rushing yards or whatever. So
43.
he's been killing it with the TDs this season for sure. He's been having his games where he pop out, won't get a TD, next game get 3 TDs. So good for the Lions, and Cowboys are who we thought they are. Not a good team.
All right, Jordan, you with us? I guess I don't know. All right, well, I'll get into it. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Dak played a horrible game, but I think it's more about the Cowboys' defense than it is the Cowboys' offense. I think they just defense was starting to look a little better, but then the Lions got a great offense, and that was right. St. Brown coming back was a surprise for everybody. I thought he was done after that ankle injury, and he came back actually balling too in that game. Gibbs is Gibbs. They got a great offense overall, but against that defense, they're gonna be better. Dallas secondary is horrible. Also, Clowney was out that game, and even though he's older, he's still making plays for them. He was out, so it kind of gave Goff a lot of time to sit back there, and that's what they got to focus on. I think if they could bring back GP and that offense, figure the defense next year, they'll be fine. But I told y'all, I think it was too little, too late, and they had to really win that game in particular, and now they're done. With the Lions, they still might not make the playoffs. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, it's going to come down to the wire. That division is still very, very close. And the whole NFC, that backside is still very, very close. So I wonder what's going to happen with that. It would be crazy for the Lions to be that good for like 3 years and not make the Super Bowl, and then they don't make the playoffs, stuff like that. Again, the window was only open for so long, but we'll see how it comes down, in the end. But Dallas, yeah, to me, they're still next year for me.
I mean, look, Dak's still leading the league in yards, second in touchdowns, and he only got 10 picks this year. First in QBR. Like, I'm not saying he's elite. I don't think I said he was elite. I just said it was 2 really good quarterbacks.
You did say 2 elite quarterbacks, though.
Yeah, whatever. I'm a real back there. He's playing elite this year for sure. Elite play.
This is typical Dak, bro. He
put up numbers. That's what he does.
He does good numbers.
I mean,
that's the only story.
He can't tackle nobody. He can't get interceptions. Like,
got to lead his team. You got to be a leader. He's not a leader.
Yo, Dak's been playing good, man.
Bro, he's not good enough. He's never gonna win you a bowl. Point blank. Period. And let's not act like the Dallas Cowboys, like their defense. Okay, they're terrible this year, but there's been years when they've been decent, and when they get to it gets to that point, Dak folds or he doesn't have a good game. Like he's gonna. That's him. Man. I don't trust him.
He's making use of the weapons they provided him.
I can see why Toby don't trust Dak, and I definitely can get it from his history. I think a lot of that was on Mike McCarthy on the years before. I think they got a better coach now, but the defense just sucks. I would love to see them with a better defense next year to see how the whole thing come together. But I guess we won't know until next year. But yeah, McCarthy is terrible. In my opinion. Moving on though, another defensive game really. Texans. This was a defensive game, not the other one.
Yeah.
Texans, they did beat the Chiefs in a mostly defensive battle, and they did outlast them in the end. CJ made one play at the end to kind of win the game. Chiefs had a chance but couldn't capitalize. Kelsey, kind of blew it for him. Now you can start this time. Texans Chiefs. What are your thoughts, man?
And I said it. This defense. They officially got all my trust now. Like past 3 weeks actually, to be exact. I thought they were going to come down to earth. Like a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, they played Josh Allen. Thought it was going to be might be an issue there. No, less than 20 points. Next week, go against JT. Thought it was going to be an issue there. Nope. And then this week again, they haven't let up over 20 points, and I can't remember, but last time they played the Jags. So just all around, this is one of the best defenses we've seen probably in a couple of years now. Just from all phases as far as the line and the secondary. I don't know which is better at this point as far as either their D line getting pressure, getting sacks, or the secondary just getting turnovers, picking up the ball. Just everywhere you look, even they're not really that much stars on that team, but just like not household names, but everywhere you look, this is playmakers. The guy is making plays. That's all on D'Amico Ryans. I think this is his third season with the team now, just putting his fingerprints on the organization. Sounds like he actually did as far as having say so and free agent. I remember the first year he came over, there was a few Niners that came along with him. So I feel like he's having a say so and with the GM. getting with the drafts and the free agency, getting the defense how he wants it to be, and we're seeing it play out. It's a shame though that the offense is not there because the last couple of years it was vice versa. The offense was there with CJ hitting the league strong. Joe Mixon last year had a great year, and Nico and Tank and they had a trifecta trio of receivers that was making plays a couple years ago as well. So it's kind of it's kind of flipped now. And but I think they can rely on his defense to get where they were when they had a good offense. But I feel like at some point CJ is going to have to step up and make some plays. It was good to see him and Nico back healthy. I mean, as far as for a long stretch, I do like the guy, my rookie Jada Higgins, and the tight end Schultz. So they got some, and even Woody Marks, he stepped in with Mixon and out, and also Nick Chubb been out. I know we're just getting along in the tube, and I can't really depend on him, but they got some pieces. But they're just going to rely on that defense to get where they need to be, and they got the best defense in the league, so it's no reason why. I think a lot of teams gonna be scared to play them in the postseason. As far as how seeding, they're 8-5 right now, so shooting for the wild. He actually not shooting for the division now with with a 50-year-old that's gonna be on the quarterback for one of the teams in the division. So they still in the shot for that to host a playoff game. And for the Chiefs, I can never cut out Mahomes until it's officially over. Like I thought somehow, some way, Sunday night prime time, he's gonna do what needs to get done, but not against his defense. Like three interceptions, he was running for his life all game. And whenever we've seen that a few times, whenever Mahomes is running for his life, it's just doomed for the Chiefs. And we're kind of seeing it play out. Like this is too much pressure on Mahomes to get them a win. They gotta take this season and just retool that offense, or actually both sides, offense and defense. I'm not sure how Mahomes contract structure. I know in early on, like when you signed that big like 10-year deal, a lot of early years, the cap hit wasn't that much. I'm not sure they're going to have to make some adjustment with that to get the team better. But I saw on the GM this offseason as far as building a successful team around Mahomes, because Mahomes is going to be Mahomes, but just what you got around him. Fortunately, he just and then in this league, it's not one quarterback that's going to carry a team to the Super Bowl. You need weapons on the offensive side, and you need the defense to be consistent with doing what they need to do. So it's just a down year for them as a dynasty. I feel like they can bounce back, have a good offseason, have a good draft, and come back and be what we are used to. But as far as the Texans, definitely taking advantage of the moment, and they got a lot to be proud of as far as having the best defense, and they're going to put themselves up to make some noise in the playoffs, in my opinion.
Toby, your thoughts on the Chiefs Texans Sunday night football?
Chiefs Texans, definitely a down year for the Chiefs this year. And going against the Texans, the best defense. Mahomes, I believe, was it 3 picks he had against the Texans?
Yeah.
And the last one with Kelsey. Kelsey has already been declining for some years. He has his moments when he pops out and shows out, but he's been on the decline for the most part. I would say that the problem with the Chiefs is mostly their offense. I feel like their defense plays decently enough. And back in the day, this same defense, with the offense being, what it used to be, they can still win games, still get to the Super Bowl. But that offense, I'm not exactly sure what's wrong with it. Maybe it's their running game, maybe it's their play calling, maybe it's the weapons, but just not clicking. And I feel like this week was the wrong week to try to, hope that they will click, because that Texans defense is something serious. CJ Stroud and them didn't even have to play spectacular, basically a comfortable, somewhat of a comfortable win, because the defense is locking up for the most part. So, they could definitely come back and win that division. I think the Chiefs have the Chargers next. That's going to be a very, very huge game. I believe the Chiefs lost to the Chargers week 1 in Mexico and whatever. The Chargers won that game, I believe. So it's looking bad for them. I think Mike called them, them missing the playoffs some weeks ago. Mm-hmm. We try to give Pat and them the benefit of the doubt, because it's Patrick Mahomes. He's come back, plenty of times. He's going to multiple Super Bowls at this point. We're thinking it's just going to click, but we're just seeing now like it's probably not going to click. They need to, maybe get some new running backs, wide receivers. They need to change some things up, because it's not looking good for them. But shout out to the Texans though. That defense is stout. I'm a defensive guy. Steelers Nation. We built on defense, so seeing defenses that really lock up offensive consistently. I love to see it. So, you know, I wish the Texans the best, but yeah, back when it comes to the Chiefs, it might be over for them this year. With Patrick Mahomes in his prime. You know, I know Tom Brady's smiling like, yo, this guy never catching me. Like, catch me? Yeah, right. Like, because, you know, Tom Brady in his prime ain't missing the playoffs. You know,
I agree.
Being 6-7 right now, they might be 6-8 after the Chargers. It ain't happening. So, you know, Patrick Mahomes himself, you know, maybe he has some things he has to work on. This is a humbling season for him. You know, I forgot it was a few games ago when it was like first time in his career where he threw like under like 50% or something, 50% completion. So he's having a down year. You know, it's definitely humbling, and you know, hopefully it could bounce back next year. But this year, yeah, it's definitely looking bad, especially with that loss. And I remember they lost to the Cowboys last week, right? That's why everybody thought the Cowboys defense, the Cowboys defense might be stepping up. No, we're now seeing that the Chiefs offense just isn't that great. You know what I'm saying? They're just not great. They can't put 40 on you like they used to back in the day, or even 30. You know, so yeah. Shout out
to your point. To your
Yeah.
point, I thought this year coming in, that's going to be the opposite of a humble year for him. Just kind of they got embarrassed, and in the Super Bowl, they going to come back motivated. But I guess how the season started with injuries, it kind of just fucked that up.
Suspension to Rice, yeah, definitely hurt them a lot. But yeah, never thought. You know, people still having hope in Mahomes. You know, they still hoping that they can go on a run and win out. You know, but we'll see with the Chargers. That will literally put the nail in the coffin right there if they lose to the Chargers. So
yeah.
We'll see.
Jeff, your thoughts on that Chiefs game?
You know, this game was funny to me, man. I think in my opinion, the Chiefs lost this game. And in the fourth quarter, I mean, they had 2 turnovers on downs and they had 2 interceptions. I mean, it's not like those are normally scoring possessions for the Chiefs, especially after halftime. They normally put the business to people coming out of half. They're one of the better teams at doing that. And honestly, I just think it's just maybe time for some changes. I think maybe coaching, maybe time for Andy to hang it up. We know Kelsey is washed at this point. I mean, he on his, farewell Swift tour. You know what I'm saying? And, I think a lot of went into the play this season because I think Mahomes is doing too much. He's not really even as accurate as he used to be. And he hasn't been accurate like that because he's having to run, he's having to throw to different people, he's having to do so much. He's taking his. The offensive line is not even that good for the Chiefs. Let's be for real. Like,
and they're hurt.
He's going to go, huh?
Yeah. And they're hurt. They're down 3 of them.
Yeah, they're not playing in totality as far as players and things like that. So, and look, CJ, he all right. You know what I'm saying? Look, last year he took a step back, bro. Last year he only had 3,700 yards, 20 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions versus his 4,000-yard season with 23 touchdowns and 5 picks. So last year wasn't a great year for him either. And this year he's had the injury thing going on. He wasn't really smoking hot before he got hurt. So, I mean, again, I think this is just something where the defense is holding them down. I don't even know what kind of noise they can make going forward because I just don't think they have enough weapons, going past this point. But this game in itself was just indicative of the Chiefs just not being able to be who they are. And they can't go deep. They don't have – Worthy is fast, but he doesn't have that – man, remember when Mahomes and Cheetah was out here just bombing on everybody? Like, that first year was insane. Like, yo, it was going deep for you. We don't care who you got back there. Run under it. Like, it's just not that anymore. Like, and that was the beginning of the end, honestly, I guess, if you look at it, because the whole philosophy had to change once they lost Tyreek Hill. I'm sure he probably wish he never did that. That was stupid. But think about it. I mean, he hasn't won multiple chips. Like I said, fourth quarter, this game was just nasty. It was like the Chiefs gave it over on downs. The Texans punted it. Chiefs got it back. They threw an interception. The Texans punted it. The Chiefs got it back. A turnover on downs. Like it was just ugly fourth quarter football. And it just ended up the Texans end up getting a touchdown and a field goal here and there off all those mistakes from the Chiefs. But, like I said, the Texans, they're not whole either. And like we said, they're missing Mixon. The Tank Dell hasn't played it down this year. And yeah, you're right. Big ups to DeMarco Ryans with this defense. The defense is 3-level good. Like, it's good. Big players on every level of the defense. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think this is a good game for the Texans to stay above. I mean, they might go home in the first round, to be honest. Some of the good teams
if they make it.
Yeah, right. I mean, the division is looking crazy right now. But Stroud has to get his footing back. He needs that additional receiver outside of Nico Collins. He doesn't have that. It isn't Christian Kirk, who they paid a ton of money of. He plays trash. The Schultz is so up and down sometimes. He's inconsistent. And Woody Marks, he's a good running back, but he's really not you want to have a bell cow type of guy. And like I said, they played well against the Chiefs. And honestly, I don't think the Chiefs are that bad on defense either. Like they not that bad. Like they still getting home, getting sacks, and getting pressure on people. But if you can't do anything with the ball when your defense get it back to you, it don't really matter, man. Like you basically might as well just punt it off, and that's what's happening. I look at the Chiefs even roster, and I say, look, damn. Remember when they had Janarius Sneed and he went to the Texans, and they just basically replaced it with McDuffie. Like, had they kept both of those, they would have been locked down. Like, that could have been nasty work back there, but they had financially, they're strapped to do things a certain way. But again, look, this is a good game to say. The Chiefs had 7 drops. Like, that's been his problem all season. They had drops all season. They can't convert when they need to convert. And this is the organization. This is the team we're looking at. I don't think the window is closed for them. I think they just need to retool a few things and they'll go forward from there. But as far as this weekend here, the Texans actually took advantage of the lamb laying on the ground or the deer crossing the road, and they go ahead and went in for the kill. And like I said, we're here now with a 6-7 team and an 8-5 team.
So this game start. Yeah, Jeff, you're right. That first of all, that turnover on downs, that was a 4th and 1 at their own 31. That was a bad play call.
Crazy.
And a bad decision. The Texans' offense wasn't like booming, so I would have punted the ball. You know what I mean? Not like Texas was cooking. And you threw like a screen, not like a bubble, like a little pass, whatever like that. You could have ran the ball with Hunt at that point if it was going to do it. But I wouldn't even run for it. I would have punted the ball, played defense. You basically gave him 3 points, which you own 31. So that already messed things up. The one pick was, of course, off Kelsey. Yeah, Kelsey's done, man. I wouldn't even let the nigga back. I'm like, no, we don't want you back at this point. Like, about to get married, like you said, in July to Swifty or whatever like that. Let him go live his life. You know what I mean? We appreciate your service, but you done. You gotta get a young, fast, tight end with good hands. Yeah. At this point, Jeff, you mentioned it, but now they do lead the whole league in drops as a team. So, Mahomes hasn't been great, but also don't help if everybody dropping the damn ball at the time like that. Short-handed people. That 132 was Hunt. He missed the ball.
In fourth quarter, right?
Yeah, fourth quarter, whatever like that. That was the first down. So there was a lot with that. Let's be sick of this game for a second. The Texans have a great defense, like y'all said. The Nico's good. With CJ misses easy passes. I texted about it in the chat. I'm like, bro, he was just wide open. You sold it. Like, he might be like, Donovan McNabb. He just selling it, throwing niggas feet and shit like that. Like, for real, though, bro. Like, did you watch the shit? Like, and I'm like, yo, I get what you said about, like, he was injured, but, yo, these are, like, just, I mean, it's not the one. He made some good plays, but just the regular, like, 1, 2, 3 hitch. I'm like, bro, how do you miss that pass, bro? So, CJ, to me, could be the reason why they don't go further, because the defense is good. You know what I'm saying? So I think that could be an issue.
He was out with a concussion?
Yeah.
See, and then he's still getting hit. Like, it's not, maybe that's just lingering. Like, I don't know.
I don't know, but I think we missed easy passes. But he did regress from that first season. Like, they're trying to put him in the top 5 after the first season. Yeah, he kind of went down. He's
still going down.
But any team, like Toby said, with a great defense, you know what I mean? They always got a chance because they got a great defense. But you're right, the running game ain't that good. Speaking of running game, that's their problem on the Chiefs. You know what I mean? I've been saying that from the beginning. Like, they're having to go for long third downs because they can't get much on first and second. Their running game sucks. Once again, Mahomes led the team in rushing. 5 times this season, they're 0-5. Every time he does it. That's too much. He's like almost first or second on the team in rushing for the whole season or whatever like that. That's ridiculous. They got one 100-yard rushing game out of the whole 14 games. Like, you can't win like that. They don't have running backs who are going to break one like Saquon did last night. You know what I mean? They get like, Hunt might get you a little 8-yarder, like, whoa, but you know what I mean? But it's never going to be like 30, 40 yards down the field or something like that. So I feel like it's hard to keep going driving. And then with the receivers, you're right, Worthy, I don't know about, he definitely ain't Kareem Hunt. I mean, Cheetah, like you said.
But he's hurt too. Let's remember he is banged up.
I like Tyquan, but he should have caught that one touchdown.
Right.
Like, it was in his hands. That was on a deep ball. definitely dropped it. Rice is more of a slot guy, so you know what I mean. But Kelsey is the key. Like, and Kelsey crazy. Kelsey not only dropped balls, he dropping interceptions. That's like the third time this year.
Yeah.
It's like wow.
That's how I watched it. That's how you know you watched.
right.
You know what I mean? Like Mahomes got 10 picks, at least 3 on Kelsey, bro. I promise you, yo.
Just bat it down, bro. Just bat it down.
Yeah, something like that. You like oh crazy. Like, wow, bro. But no, Andy's still Andy. Andy made. I mean, again, that was a mistake on that fourth one. But I think he was aggressive because he tried to get him in the playoffs. They might need to bring back Eric B. He ain't doing nothing. He was good for them.
I said that weeks ago. Bring back.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yo, bring back Eric B.
He doing nothing for real.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yo, he was good. He was good for him. But I was saying all year. Yeah, the defense plays solid at certain times, but on third and longs. All Spags do is blitz, and everybody know he's gonna do it, and they eat that shit up. They picked up several third and longs yesterday. Last week, Cowboys killed him on third and longs because he said everybody, and they say, "Okay, I got man, I'm gonna just throw the bitch or whatever." Spags not creative no more. You know what I mean? He old too.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. The Texans was only 8 for 18 on third down. The Chiefs was worse. They was 4 for 14. So
yeah, but look at the third down they hit. It was like 3rd and 12, 3rd and 13.
Yeah.
Those are downs.
The ones he did convert. I got you.
Yeah, it's like what the fuck is shit like that? And that's Texas, but Dak
50% damn near actually.
But Dak was cooking him on third down last week or whatever. Like I know it's week before, but I'm just saying it's like I don't see him being creative at all with his schemes. He older than Andy, shit. So I think Spags need to go, in my opinion. I've been saying that all year long. I do think they need and Chris Jones, he played a great game, but this is his best game all season.
Yeah,
he I think he got 3 sacks, like 10 tackles for loss. Like,
and he had some missed sack opportunities against the Texans. Like he was right there to get the motherfucker and just couldn't wrap it up.
Don't forget the game against the Jags. That final game, he gave up on the play. Lawrence scored the game-winning touchdown.
And that's what else I was going to say. The Jazz game, the Cowboys game, another game. Like the Chiefs have lost too many games they should have won. Now it's close to late. They gotta beat the Chargers, like Toby said, in order because the Chargers are ahead of them. So that's like 2 wins because you get the win and they get the loss or whatever like that. But if the Chargers, like Toby said, it's over. You might as well pack it up. I'm going home for Christmas. So I need to come back. Like it's over for me. So I'm with you, Jeff. They won't be. I mean, I don't think they'll miss the playoffs 2 years in a row. They definitely gonna retool. Mahomes still is a good quarterback, but to me, after this season missing the playoffs, to Toby's point, going under 500 or whatever, like he can't go next season as like the number 1 rated quarterback to me or whatever.
I mean, he never really been the number 1.
This is too much on him. Too much on his plate.
He has been the number 1 rated quarterback.
Yes, he has.
He's been better than
quarterbacks are performing better than him. He's just better in the clutch when it matters the most.
He's a number.
Bro, first of all, he got 2 MVPs. Obviously, he been playing good for some season.
He had MVP in eons, bro. Like, come on, bro. He had MVPs. Is like
that's got Allen and Lamar. They've been going crazy. But they still was giving him the number 1 ranking or whatever like that. Like,
who are you still gonna put over Mahomes? If you have to draft a quarterback today, you starting your team. Who are you gonna draft over?
People are going to take Josh Allen, bro.
Yes,
that's debatable.
People are going to take Josh Allen. He does a lot. He's really good. Like he's
like Superman out there, bro.
He really is. Like
he's the whole
franchise on his back.
Well, we'll get to the Bills, but I'm just saying, like Mahomes got to play better. I think they got to like make his regular on time throws. But one more thing, offensive line, man. Again, they were missing 3, and then the third one they were missing, he got hurt. He was doing a third string offensive lineman in that game, which is crazy, yo. So it's like
him a run game, but you can't even do play action. Like it's
that's my thing. Who's scared of Kareem Hunt? Like the shit is wild to me. So it's Yeah, but did they have a rookie running back somewhere earlier this season?
They just not getting that much burn though.
He got 1 carry for 7 yards yesterday.
That's
like, yo, what's wrong with these dudes, bro?
Yeah, yo, do they need a running back coach maybe too? Like, I don't know what the running back coach is, but they might need that as well. So
that's probably why EB would be good because he was a running back.
Yeah, he was good. Okay, I don't know what Jordan at, but I guess he did duck us or whatever. Like that. But last night, Chargers and Eagles, another defensive game, we shall say. But we saw it was like a breakery, a lot of turnovers all over the place in that game. But Chargers won in overtime. I'll start with you, Toby. Yeah, what's on Chargers Eagles, man?
I won't say much about this game, but I
you
will
didn't see
say,
it, right? So highlights.
yeah, I seen a little bit of it, and I seen some highlights. So I know I'm missing some, some key details for sure. You're not watching it live, but I will say disappointing in Jalen Hurts. Terrible performance, 4 picks in the game. I don't know when's the last time that happened. And Saquon had one of his best games of the year. So I felt like that would be something that would push him over the edge. But Hurts underperformed. Hurts beat this team with one arm. That's disappointing. And I feel like all year, let me not say all year, but the last few games, these L's that the Eagles are receiving is definitely because of the offense. It's definitely because of the offense. I don't know what they're doing offensively. They're not consistent at all. Jordan's back, yeah. They're not consistent, at all, offensively. I don't know what's going on with them offensively. AJ Brown is getting his yards, but he's getting his yards and they losing. So maybe that's hurting the team. Maybe they're trying to feed AJ, but it's costing them games. Definitely a bad L. Luckily they're in the NFC East, so they may be able to bounce back from this. The Chargers, a solid W. I feel like their defense have been solid all year. Hurts played a decent game. Didn't have to be Superman, but did what it took to get the W. And Hurts threw that pick in overtime. I felt like once it got to overtime, I was like, damn, I think the Eagles might lose this. I just had that feeling like once it got to overtime, the Eagles might lose it. And Hurts threw that final pick that hurt them. So he hasn't been having the greatest year. I know some Eagle fans personally that are already done with Hurts. Like, yo, this guy isn't the guy. Like, you got your Super Bowl, but maybe it's the offensive play calling has been hurting them, for the most part. But shout out to Saquon. I know he had that long run. He was doing this thing this game. But like I said, luckily they're in the NFC East. They play the Raiders next. They should get a W. What? If they lose against the Raiders, it's literally panic time. Bro. I know they're panicking now, but you lose against
Vegas, bro.
Nah. If they lose against the Raiders, it might be done. Cowboys might freaking around, come back and win that division now. But they have to be the Raiders. It's definitely a bad out for the Eagles. I felt like they might have bounced back. Lost 2 games in a row now. I was even thinking it was going to beat Chicago.
Three games in a row.
Not 3 games.
Yeah.
What was the 3? It was Chicago, Cowboys. See, yeah. I didn't think they would have lost. That's why I picked them in the pick'em. But definitely a bad out for them. Hurts got to be better. I think the offensive play calling got to be better. And I feel like Hurts. People are really hard on him. I feel like over the years they haven't had consistent offensive play calling. Like, it's every year a new offensive coordinator, and I feel like that's gonna hurt the team. And I feel like that's been hurting Hurts. So they need to bring some stability to that. If there's gonna be their offensive coordinator, let it be their offensive coordinator next year, so they could bring some chemistry, so it can continue, so they could get better. Because they start off the season decently, and then like the last month and a half, they just been going down slowly but surely. So definitely a bad L. I feel like it has to go on Jalen Hurts. You can't throw 4 picks. Was it 4 3 picks? You can't have that many turnovers in the game and expect to win. The fact that they were still in it, and I know people talk about the Eagles' defense, but the defense, I don't feel like has been the worst. They ain't the Cowboys' defense. They keep them in games. They ain't what they was against the Chiefs, but they're still decent enough to help you win games. So having that many turnovers, you're definitely going to lose. So, maybe they'll bounce back next week. They have to be better offensively. Hurts has to be better. So,
Daryl, I'm going to say, we'll go around. Daryl, your thoughts on the game.
Yeah, when the game first started, I thought it was going to be a carryover for the Eagles-Bears game, because that first drive from the Chargers, it was effortless. Like, the Eagles defense didn't feel like they was prepared for that first drive. I think they scored in like 2 minutes, like a few plays right off the field scored. But after that, that's when we saw like the ugliness of the game come into play and became really a defensive battle. And really for me, if I'm the Eagles defense, I'm looking at the offense. Like, y'all let us down this game because they played well enough for them to win. When you look at the stats, I mean, if you see like Ladd McConkey only get 1 catch, Keenan Allen 3 catches, like you feel like they should have won that game. But really, I feel like just the Hurts turnovers it just kept putting the defense in a bad position, and that's really just causing the game. Because look, Herbert didn't really do too much. It was like 139 yards. He had the interception, sacked 7 times. Like defense definitely showed up and did what they needed to do. I feel like the turning point or the biggest adjustment for the Chargers. Herbert, like at the end of the game, he started holding on to the ball in the read action and going for it himself. He got like 3 or 4 first down just by doing that. Defense, they were keying in on stopping the running backs. And once Herbert held on, as far as the read out, held on to the ball, got to the outside, it was easy first downs for him. And I feel like that's what kept those drives for them alive at the end. And it led to, I think they got a few field goals. As far as at the end, I feel like that's the main point, the main difference there. The Eagles, those turnovers. I feel like in the first play of the game, like it was a perfect pass. Well, not a perfect pass, but it was right on the line. It got touched AJ both of his hands, and he didn't catch it. So I think it's just started a trickle down as far as just them not being on the same page as far as all offense, not just them two. And then a couple of times where Hurts were just not on the same page with receivers, like thinking they're going to be one place and they weren't. So this a lot of things that we've been seeing as far as the offense on that side all year, and this game is just another example of it. I mean, it's a shame because you look at the numbers on the offense and the defense on the side for the Eagles. You feel like they should have won this game. Like AJ Brown, 100 yards, Goddard, like he was Hurts' favorite target last night, and then finally Saquon over 20 carries. Like they on paper they definitely should have won this game, but it all just goes down to the turnover, especially that last turnover at the end, because they had the momentum. Defense held Chargers to a field goal. You were in, I think they were in the red zone when he threw that pick. So they had everything lined up to still win, even after all the mistakes. But just a bad game from Hurts. Just based on their division, I mean, it's 8-5. They're still not in trouble at all, because I'm getting Cowboys are done after that game. So, but as far as the bigger picture for the NFC, definitely they got to get some. I don't know, a get right game as far as next week with the Raiders to get some confidence back, because a lot of other good teams in the NFC that's playing well right now. And if this person the Eagles shows up in the playoffs, it's not going to be good. So it was just a good game for the Chargers at home, taking care of business, getting the 9 wins, but just an ugly mistake ridden game for the Eagles offense specifically.
All right, Jeff.
It's a good game. I mean, 22-19 overtime loss. Listen, man, it's coming down to really like 4 things with the Eagles of what this is about, right? Let's start for one. But what did they 0-5 when the last 5 times Hurts threw the ball over 30 times? Like 0-5, the 3-game losing streak. 1 against the Giants, 1 against the Chargers, 1 against the Broncos. They're also allowing over 100 yards in the last 3 losses. Like the run defense is really getting gashed. I mean, they gave up 140 something last night, 281 to the Bears, and then 100 something against the Cowboys. All their losses, they're giving up over 100 yards. So that's a problem, and that's really should be their stalwart. I mean, again, like I said, I thought their defensive line was better than that, but to be giving up 100 yards, over 125, hell, let's go with that. In their losses, that's indicating of what's going on defense. Because if you can't stop the run, you're keeping your defense on the field longer, not allowing your offense to stay hot, get more opportunity to score. Yes, the turnovers were bad for Hurts yesterday. Yes, absolutely, without a doubt. I mean, look, you got to credit one to AJ Brown. Even the last one Hurts. I mean, you just got to be smarter, bro. Throw it away.
That was his fault. The last one was his fault.
Yeah, but I'm saying, just throw it away, bro. You in field goal range. Don't take no risky plays like that. Just throw it out of bounds, kick the field goal, take the points, right?
4 out of 5.
And last but not least, I think it's coaching. I'm not talking offensive coordinator. Like your head coach, when you're on a 2-game slide, he got to come in with something and rally everybody to get back on track. Like he's not getting them on track, and it's not looking good. He's just letting it spiral out of control. So 3-game losing streak right now. I mean, look, they won 4, they lost 2, they won 4, now they losing 3 again. The coach at some point has to come into the team and say, look, we got to be better. Hell, make them be better. Make an adjustment. Make something change. So, and that's where we are with this game. The Chargers basically, Herbert was Herbert's ass, boy, like a pair of drawers. Like 7 sacks is crazy. Like you don't see that on the winning team. Like you don't have 7 sacks. The running game, they got Omarion Hampton back, which was good. Him and Vidal, they just was gashing them every time they could. Herbert had one hand, but again, it was just the offense that let him down. The 4 interceptions is bad, but like I said again, you got to stop people they got to stop the running game. Like they're getting bled off the clock because the running game on the last 3 games have been killing them. The Chargers basically saw the blueprint and conceded to do the same exact thing the Chicago Bears did before that, and the Dallas Cowboys before that. So teams are going to run on the Eagles. Now, look, I know who was out last night. Carter was out last night. I mean, look, come on, where's Bond? Like when you miss an alignment, you got to have one of those all-pro linebackers come in and make some hits. Where's everyone rallying to the ball in the run game? That's what I'm missing here, right? So again, like I said, it's 4 components that lost the last night's game. The turnovers, the coaching seemed stagnant. The run game was crazy against them, and again, like I said, you just got to have more awareness of the game. Like Hurts shouldn't throw that ball at the end when you're already in field goal range. And I know this is going to sound crazy. Hell, take the tie. And maybe that's what they was afraid of doing. They might have been afraid of getting a tie, like thinking like, yo, if we get a tie, the Cowboys got a tie. This could be bad at the end. I don't know what the thinking was, but that's not a throw you make. You run into your right. Who you was trying to get it to was in basically blanketed. He was 1 under, 1 over top. So it was a bad decision. But, going forward, what this game told me was Jim Harbaugh has immense trust in Justin Herbert. That told me that. He trusts that dude. His run game is getting solid. I think they have weapons. They got Johnson. They got Keenan Allen everywhere here and there. They got Gaston the second. He plays well. And it tells me that the defense is really good. The defense is really, really good. Like, somebody's got to catch those turnovers. Even though I know Hurts threw one right into like the defensive lineman's hands, the Chargers still had to catch those passes. They had to be in the right position to catch the ball and make the stops and do what they had to do. So as much as I didn't really want to say the Chargers was in the play, the Chargers are in play in the AFC. They play a slow down game. They just slow it down. They run it on you. They're going to stop you on defense, and they're going to take advantage of the opportunities that you present them. And I mean, honestly, shit, I forgot all about the missed field goal before halftime for the Eagles. That would have made it 9-10. Like, so again, this is overall like an implosion on all 3 facets of the game. The offense, the defense, and special teams created this loss last night. And it's really just, it's reminiscent of that 03 season again. It just sounds and feels just like it. And why I spearheaded to say the Cowboys fuck around and catch the Eagles in the division, bro. I still think it's a chance for that. So, we'll see, man. The Eagles got some big problems. The Chargers look really good. And I say they look really good because they showed perseverance and an ability to win a game at home that was really, really ugly and sloppy. And again, the AFC race is different than the NFC race, but yeah, man, it was an ugly game, honestly, for me.
All right, Jordan, you want to rebuttal these guys?
You might need to go before Jordan.
Well, so one, I'm gonna touch on a lot of different points. One, the Cowboys are not catching us. We're winning the East. That's number one.
It ain't
number
running.
2. This is last night. And really the last 3 games and the 3 losses, or even the 5 losses that they've had this year, it's been the same shit as far as the Eagles continue to beat themselves. Stupid penalties, turnovers. We had a touchdown before the half to A.J. Brown. We had a penalty. They called it back. The turnovers, 4 out of 5 of those turnovers were on Jalen Hurts. Some of this shit is coaching, and the offensive coordinator has been bad. But I'm going to tell you this. Last night, the plays didn't look that fucking bad. Jalen looked really bad. A.J. dropped a touchdown pass. A.J. dropped a catch that turned into an interception. The offensive line still is not playing well. They don't have any continuity. But Jalen is not playing well. He has been shitty. And I'm not going to defend him any longer. Because as much as we can sit here and talk about the OC, at some point, as the player, you have to play better. So he's missing a lot of fucking open guys underneath. He missed it. He missed at least 4 or 5 underneath guys last night. The reason why I don't feel like it's 2023, and what's more frustrating about this is in 2023, both sides of the ball sucked.
At the end.
The defense doesn't suck. The defense can play. And they've been keeping them in every game that we lost. The only game that they got really beat on was the Giants game.
What about the 24-point second half of the Cowboys?
I hear you. We beat ourselves in them games, in all those losses. So that is what's frustrating because when they weren't turning the ball over, they weren't beating themselves, and they were winning games. In this, every loss that they had, that's what they've done. So I'm not even starting to blame this shit on the fucking, especially on offense. I'm not even blaming this shit on the OC anymore at this point. Y'all need to fucking play better. Run better routes, throw better passes, fucking block, execute. Fucking execute. And they're not at any type of capacity at all. Especially Jalen Hurts. Because it had to be at least 5 or 6 times last night where I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, no bullshit. Like, how long has he been in the league now?
5.
I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Are you seeing the same shit I'm seeing, motherfucker? I get it. Listen, you got motherfuckers coming at you. You only got 2-3 motherfucking seconds, but you're a vet, bro. And you're doing shit that, like, a rookie might fucking do. That's how you look like last night. You had 3 good throws. AJ dropped the dime in the end zone for a tud in the 4th. That was on AJ. Jalen dropped the dime.
That was good defense. Bull got his arm in there at the last second.
AJ be catching them Jones though. AJ be catching them shits.
That's a 50-50 joint.
He be catching them 50-50 joints. Give me that. You gotta catch that, man. Like, they just all not playing well. They not all. There's not a lot of, like, I don't really see the, like,
totality,
the police in this or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then just the execution. Like, I don't even blame that shit on the OC no more because them plays wasn't that bad last night.
Blame it on the coach.
I'm not. Last night, I'm not putting it on the fucking OC. I'm putting it on Jalen. I'm putting it on the players.
Coach got to rally the team up, man. He got to get them good, man.
At some point, as players, professionals, you got to figure that shit out, man. You got to figure that shit out, man. At some point, players got to play, and they're not playing well. Y'all, I see missed blocks, missed assignments from the quarterback. Nah, man.
Well,
they take accountability.
Jordan is right overall. They are not playing well as a team overall. It's just a little bit of everybody. I think they said Nick did say, he did try to really put it help the offense out. You know what I mean? Spend time with them this last week, but it didn't pan out. To me, I feel like that Jeff, that stat is a stat. He throws the ball over 30 something times. Normally they lose.
Yeah, they lose.
It's not.
I don't know if we're 0-5.
The last 5 times over 30.
Maybe he had like a couple 20 for 28 joints. He had a couple for 20, 28.
Mike, what you say? I'm gonna check
30. Go ahead.
Over 30 the last 5?
No. It's over 33 this year. He's 0-5. That's y'all 5 losses. He threw over 33 times.
Every time.
Like that. It's like every time he does. And then last year we threw over 30 times. They were 2-2, and then they dropped it down to 22 times a game, and they won 14 straight games. I just think he's not the quarterback that can drop back to throw 30 something times. I think that, but it don't help when you got AJ in your ear crying when he's not getting the ball. When they say he's not trying to squeeze it in a tight window because he's being conservative. Let him play his game. AJ got to get. If I'm the Eagles, AJ got to go. I'm sorry.
What's his game? What?
I've been saying this all season.
What's his game then? What's his game then?
Under 20. I'm about to tell you. Under 25 times or a few design runs. Manage the offense and don't turn the ball over. Simple. Or whatever like that. And
Okay, Mike, guess what?
Trevor Lawrence.
Guess what?
What?
That only works with a run game. They don't have one. So as the $50 million Super Bowl winning MVP, you need to figure it out. You need to play better.
They got Saquon Barkley.
I don't give a fuck, bro.
What's going on around here, bro? They got Saquon. Nigga, remember 2K last year. Nigga, they don't got fucking Raheem Mostert. Like they got a
Jordan.
running back. Like
I don't care how much money he makes. Your talent is your talent. He's not a 35 drop back passer. It is what it is. I mean,
They don't have any other option, is what I'm telling you.
I understand, but that's not his talent, though, or whatever like that. I mean, he's not that guy. Or maybe the play caller got to be better. Go back to your original point.
Worse,
I don't know. Actually, I think that play call was bad on the last play. I think they rolled him out with a zero.
He had Goddard in the flat, in the under. He missed him. Where he just ran the ball.
You had Khalil Mack coming down on him and no fucking body to block for him and shit like that. The boy ran a bad route. He should have ran to the corner anyway. Dotson and shit like that. He ran it too short. That was his fault. I don't even really blame him for that. The play call and Dotson.
That was Jalen Hurts.
Right. I hear you. See, I'm trying to give my football analysis. Dotson should have ran more to the anyway. AJ's happy. I think I had 100 yards last week. I think he led the league in yards last 3 games or whatever like that. So he's happy.
393 and 33 catches, 35 catches.
Yeah, but they lost 0-3. And I think the other game when he had a big game, they lost that game too. It's just you lose the balance. And I think that even though he might not see it, if the nigga keep chirping in the media, it's gonna make Jalen want us. I gotta give him the ball. I gotta give him the ball. So you start forcing it to the nigga, shit like that. So I think that kind of throws it off. I agree with you about the running game. It's more the offensive line than Saquon Barkley. You know what I mean? Them being and he had a
slow.
He ain't slow. They can listen. They can win games with him throwing the ball 30, 32 times. It's him. He is missing shit.
They haven't done.
I get it, bro. I don't give a shit about the stat.
Okay.
You don't lie.
I don't care about the stat. He needs to play better. There's been games where he's thrown the ball 27, 28 times, 290 yards, and they won the fucking game. Like, he needs to play better. He's really missing, like, just the easy shit. Because the problem in 2023 even was, like, you guys are always looking for the big play. You're looking for the downfield throw. He can throw the ball. Is he an in rhythm QB? No. But he can throw the fucking ball. So, like, he needs to play better. Like, right, in 2023, it was always about y'all looking for the deep middle shot or whatever, and there was no checkdowns. Like, you get what I'm saying? That was the offense. Now, like, even last night, I saw a whole bunch of checkdowns and easy throws that he could have made, and, like, you're just missing it. You're one read. I mean, we all kind of been saying this.
He's a one-read quarterback, yeah.
But, like, you're one read, and then you're...
Yeah. Or take off.
Are you okay?
Yeah, he's one read take off quarterback. Yeah,
are you? Yeah,
but that's my point about his talent.
Even if you're a one read QB, bro, then run.
Yeah,
you're trying to no, just go then.
So you say make a decision one way or another.
Make a decision.
The pass defense is good, but Jeff's right. The run defense, especially against Chicago, but you know what I mean. Got gashed. Herbert was tricking y'all with those fucking run options, like Darryl said.
Yeah, they wasn't expecting them to call them. It was a good play call. Because they were good play calls because they weren't expecting him to run because of the injuries.
Yeah.
And he was still running out. That's a tough motherfucker.
Yeah, he had surgery on Monday, bro. Like, that's wild. But to Toby's point, going all the way back, unfortunately, Jeff, they got the Raiders.
He's getting popped.
Raiders gonna be a get right game for them. You know what I mean? So they should get right with them.
We'll be all in the building. Don't worry.
They got
right there.
They got the Raiders. They got the Commanders twice in these last 4 games. They got the Bills. So at the worst case, they should go 3-1. You know what I mean? So they're going to definitely make the playoffs. Like I said before,
Hard Knocks tonight should be interesting.
But their first round game before I finish up, I don't know. It's going to be a tough one because they can't get the winner of the South because they both division winners. So it's going to be like the Seahawks or Rams, something like that. Like, it's going to be a tough first round game, man. So we'll definitely pick it when it happens. Niners, it could be any of the teams we always bet. Next one, though, let's talk about the good things, guys. The Steelers, AFC North battle. We took sole lead in our division, whatnot. beat up on Lamar and the boys. Darryl, why don't you start talking about the Steelers and the Ravens? I know you watch every minute. I know you. So
I did. Good win. They're not winning me back over just one good week. Yeah, I mean, I was watching this game. I was about to say it in the chat as far as how this game starts. Like, why can't I see this more often? Like, why can't I see us take control of the game and carry it throughout the entirety of the game? And as soon as I was thinking that, that's when the Ravens they get a score in the second half. I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. But as far as the game, it was refreshing to see as far as us starting the game and taking control. Like that first play to DK, that was refreshing to see. Reminded us why we signed him in the all season, because we haven't been doing that all majority of the year. It was good to see Rodgers roll out, get that touchdown, the discount double check. It was refreshing to see. And yeah, it was just in the defense, they was letting stuff go early on, but they was getting stops, getting off the field on third down, which I've been hoping to see more consistently throughout the year. So the first half was good, but eventually what I've seen in the past couple of weeks came to play. Like this, I still don't understand why this zone coverage is the go-to decision, especially on third and fourth downs when you need if you get off the field, you keep control, get the ball back to the offense. Like I'm just seeing small as Zay Flower just get off clean, release, run any route he wants, catching the ball on 39. Like I don't understand why that's the decision. But I feel like coaching needs a change for me to not see that again. I'm tired of seeing that. And it should have been more of we should have had control throughout the majority of the game, but just that inconsistency came back. Like even on the offensive side and on the fourth down, I think we only had like 5 total yards. Fourth quarter, we only had 5 total yards in the fourth quarter. Like just like we were just hoping and praying we keep this lead to that towards the end of the game, basically. Like overall, like our rushing, I don't know what happened to rush the game, 34 yards rushing. How we won this game, I don't know. But we did what we needed to do early in the game to build the lead and take control, and then we just survived at the end. I still don't know what to expect from this team week in and week out, but it was good to get a win. We see this team at the end of the year. So what happens in the next few weeks is important. If we do what we need to do, take control, then we should walk away with the AFC North. But I'm not confident in that first week as far as that matchup, because there's a lot of teams in the AFC playoffs positions right now. I just don't think we're good enough. We can beat right now. But hey, they did what they needed to do, walk away with the win, and keep things alive. So good win.
Jeff, your thoughts, Steelers, Ravens?
This was an interesting game of two mediocre teams, in my opinion. Y'all already know how I feel about Lamar. He just can't get it done when it matters the most, man. Like, can the guy do it one time for the gram at least, bro? Do it one time for the gram. I mean, look, let me start on the Steelers side. Look, you did play good passing game. Aaron Rodgers did have a great game. I think they said he was on the Perkies because he had the broken arm. So he was high. He was having his best game of the season. As far as when it comes to passing like that, it was really good. But like Darryl said, the run game was non-existent. And listen, this is a glaring need for the Steelers. Is like, look, all you've got is DK Metcalf, right? Everyone else was just trash. Like, and the running back had the second leading in receiving, 49 yards catching, and he had the 1 touchdown. So you got to have the ball at the wide receiver position, and that's something to pay attention to. And like Aaron Rodgers is gonna have some of these games. We're gonna be good. DK Metcalf is good, but you know what? On the other end, I don't think the Ravens' offense is that great either. I don't think their defense is that great either. They haven't been all season. They haven't gotten to where that potential that we thought they were going to have throughout the season. They had a good little span in the middle there when Lamar first came back from injury, where they started playing really kind of like lights out. But at the same time, they tailed off at this point. And honestly, you know what? They actually should have won this game. Now I'm thinking about it, because Lamar drove them down the field. It was 4th and 5 from the 8, and he had Hopkins in the back of the end zone wide open. And all he had to do, he was trying to get it to him, but Mark Andrews came into the picture and it bounced off his hands. If he doesn't do it, if you even watch the game, Hopkins in the back of the end zone with his hands like this, like, damn, I was about to catch that, and that was going to be the game winner. And it would have been over, but instead they turned it over on downs. The Steelers get the ball, they punt, and then the end of the game happens. But listen, man, they ran the ball with Daniel Henry, was good. 25 carries, 94 yards. They ran for 200 yards on the Steelers. That's concerning. Defense should never give up 200 yards rushing, not a defense of that salary caliber. Like the amount of money that's on the defense. But again, it's been y'all kryptonite all season long. The defense just hasn't been there, and it'll be like that. But like I said, it was a good game from Aaron Rodgers. They carried y'all to keep y'all alive in the play. The Ravens, I mean, I don't know if I should say lose a couple more and just go ahead and chuck it up, but you know what I'm saying? It's like you're going to end up finding yourself in the middle of the pack, and there's places that they need improvement at. They still need a number one receiver. Andrews is getting longer in the tooth. They just gave him a 3-year, $33 million contract extension, I think, before the game happened. So I don't know if that's really a beneficial thing or not. You could have let him go and maybe put Likely in the forefront, but this game was truly exemplifying of the entire season for the Baltimore Ravens. They have one good facet of it. Lamar Jackson just still can't get it done. The defense isn't as good as we thought they were going to be, and the Pittsburgh Steelers just live to play another day.
Well, let's bring it back to Toby. Some positive. Go ahead, Steelers, man.
Steelers. So I was watching this analysis. I was watching this game, and I like what I've seen in the first half. There was a lot of positive things going on. We went in with the lead. Lamar Jackson he's having a down year. We talked about Patrick Mahomes earlier. Lamar's having a down year. And I even give him more of a pass because he actually got injured. He missed a few games. So, but you know what they did? They ran the ball on us. That second half was so scary because these guys were really about to come back and win the game. And I'm not going to lie. They should have honestly taken a lead in the fourth quarter, but Vegas made a call. Likely touchdown, bro. That was a touchdown, bro. He caught the ball in the end zone, took 2 steps, had control. Then I think the defender still knocked it out, and they basically saved the Steelers right there.
Joey Porter, yeah.
What Daryl said was very important about trusting his team. I don't trust this team. I don't trust his defense. I feel like Aaron Rodgers has to do too much. DK had a great game yesterday. This is what I'm saying. DK is not having great games every week. He's the only receiver we have, really. Like Austin is not to me, he's not been a number 2 receiver. He's probably like a number 3 or 4 receiver, to be honest. So what have we given Rodgers, really offensively? A lot of the times, I remember he scored who scored that one touchdown on the running back?
Warren.
Gainwell. It was
Gainwell. It was an easy pitch and catch. You just threw it to him, he ran, and that was basically saving us in the second half. Was those type of plays when running backs were getting easy yards. The defense, I thought they started out the game good. We picked off Lamar, we was getting there. The second half was showing how weak this defense is. Like Daryl was talking about it. The soft coverage was ridiculous, bro. Like wide open receivers. I can't take this. Like as a Steelers fan, this is disgraceful, bro. Like the amount of wide open receivers, like, bro, Lamar doesn't even have to thread the needle. You know how a quarterback has to make an accurate pass? He's throwing to wide open people. This isn't going to last. So we beat the Ravens. I'm happy about it. I'm happy about the W. Thank you, NFL, for giving us that W because Likely scored a touchdown. If he comes back, I want to Tomlin fired on the spot, to be honest. If he came back and we lose that, I want to Tomlin fired on the spot. I couldn't do it no more.
I've been telling you
the way they was moving that ball in the second half, it was like the defense wasn't even there. You feel me? And if they had won that game, that would have been a disgraceful L because I don't even think we scored. It was all Ravens. So we have a game lead now. I'm just thinking about the future. Bengals lost. We beat the Ravens. We have the Dolphins next. That's a must win. That is a must win. Dolphins aren't a good team. We should be beating the Dolphins. But like I said, we don't have much offensively. We have DK. We have I like our running backs. Our running game though, I like our running backs, but our running game isn't consistent.
Okay.
Maybe that's because of the play calling. Maybe that's because of the O-line, but it's not consistent enough. I like Rodgers. I'm happy for what Rodgers have done this year for being however old he is. He's an old vet. He's done the most he could do. He's doing better than a lot of quarterbacks that's in the league. So we'll see what happens, next week. Thankful for the W. Lamar's not looking good. On to Miami. Can we beat Miami? We should be beating Miami. It should be no ifs, ands, or buts about that game. So defense needs to step up. Tomlin, if you get to the playoffs this year, you have to win the playoff game, bro. I don't care how bad our defense is. When the playoff time comes, we have to win a game. I don't think we won a playoff game since 2006. It's enough of this mediocrity. We
Is
are
that
Steelers.
game in Miami?
I didn't hold up. Let me
If the game is in Miami, I got HN for 200. Put it on the
Nah,
ticket.
It's a Monday night game. It's Monday night in
HN for
Pittsburgh.
200. Put it on the
Shit.
ticket.
It's Monday
JP.
night in Pittsburgh, but he still might get it. This is
Monday
Shit, Waddle
night
can
in
get
Pittsburgh?
Waddle can get 200 yards with this coverage.
he might do
Monday,
it.
Monday night in Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
It's in Pittsburgh, yeah.
Nah, that shit is booked. That
That's
shit is
Pittsburgh.
fried for them.
Yeah.
We got
It
a
don't
very
matter
good
if it's
record
in
Monday
Miami,
night
Pittsburgh,
football.
Pittsburgh,
Going back like
Mexico, London. The defense sucks.
It's cold.
I'm
Going-
telling you right now.
Yeah, it's gonna be
going back like
the
20 years
Dolphins
at
are
Monday
getting
night games at
baked.
home, we've had a good record.
Cracked.
You gotta
Yeah,
go
they
record.
gonna get
So
smacked.
we should win this game. This is what I'm saying. So
Tuna fish.
Tua can't play in cold weather. I'm with Jordan.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tuna fish with the ketchup.
That's like, we have all the advantage.
Yeah.
Tua shouldn't have nowhere close to 300 yards passing this game. You
Oh,
should
he
be
doesn't do that
sacking him.
anyway. But I'm
He should
just
be on
saying.
his backside most of the game. They should be
They've
relying on
been
that.
playing a lot better, but
Yeah, go ahead, Drew. Your
Yeah,
thoughts
yeah,
on the Ravens and Steelers, man.
me.
Yeah.
So I actually had an opportunity to watch this football game,
Okay.
considering it was on CBS and my
1
Eagles
o'clock?
were not playing.
Right.
So I was back and forth between that and the Bills game.
Okay.
And the thing that, like, right, the Ravens really, we found out, are really not that good.
Okay.
Like, they don't have an identity themselves. Their offensive line is not the same. Derrick Henry, he still looks good, but the offensive line is just not the same. And Lamar's not playing well either. Maybe he's got, time off with the injury and coming back. Maybe he's just not fully comfortable back there. And I don't think he really trusts the offensive line that much either.
Maybe breaking down.
And we clearly see that their defense is not that great because I'm sorry, but I mean, Aaron Rodgers was looking like Montana a couple times.
Yeah.
Like,
And
and
Randy
he's just
Cunningham.
not that anymore. You know what I'm saying? So, but same thing with the Steelers defense. Like, we think the Steelers defense should be a lot better. And the Ravens didn't even take advantage of that until the second half. And, right, they kind of, I thought that likely touchdown, I thought that was crazy. I thought that was a touchdown too. You feel me? So it's just like, it sucks, I feel like, for the Steelers because to me, I don't know, y'all are Steelers fans. We've spoken on this before, me and Jeff. This was supposed to be like the all-in year. You feel me? And I kind of feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now it's just like, right, maybe every year is a waste if you don't get to a Super Bowl or at least get to the playoffs. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully they win the division. But, right, it's just not what it was supposed to be, for real. It just wasn't. And, like, it's kind of the combination of both offense and defense. But it's like sometimes, like, it's the same thing. Like, one side of the ball can be playing well for them, but then the next side of the other side isn't. And then vice versa. You get what I'm saying? It's like it's never a complete full game of, like, both sides playing well at the same time. Like, you get what I'm saying? But maybe you're going to see that on Monday because they're going to smack the Dolphins on Monday for sure.
We should.
It's going to be cold as a motherfucker out there.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. It's a lot. I mean, with the Ravens, man, like it's bad. Like I said, hopefully they don't win a division, obviously, but either way, I feel like, again, I said it last week, I think the Harbaugh Lamar pairing should end. I think it's too many years and y'all still wind up in the same place at this point. His message might be going deaf to the team as well at this point. And his press conferences, he don't never seem like he really upset. You know what I mean? He seemed like he had coached maybe that's the only way out to me. They still need maybe another weapon, I feel like. And it's just, they just kind of, I don't know, they had some 15-2 seasons, some great years, but still couldn't get it done. They remind me of Detroit in a way where it's like sometimes your window just closed before you even expect it to happen. And they might be in that way where they at. With Baltimore, with the Steelers, same story, like you said, every week. You got an old quarterback, so every now and again you will get a throwback game because he still can throw the ball, but he can't sustain it for a whole season. You know what I mean? Because of his age, 42 years old. The running game, though, is my biggest issue. Like, the Steelers supposed to be run the ball, play great defense. So the wild part is that's the worst part of the team, the running game and the defense, shit like that. And that's not supposed to be Steelers football. I I just think we need the kind of the Chiefs, man. We need better running backs, man. I do like Gainwell out the backfield, but I think Gainwell is what he was with the Eagles, like a second string out the backfield type of guy. I think we need like a bruiser, a starter, and Warren is not that. So I just don't like that. And yeah, the defense is not consistently playing well. We should smack the Dolphins, like Jordan said. The game's gonna be we play the Ravens again. So that's what the division will come down to. But again, if you have another first round exit, then what was it all for? So so you said Thomas should be clipped.
Get him gone. I'm done.
Wait, the Dolphins just beat the Jets in New Jersey last week.
Tyrod Taylor though.
I'm saying
Who
they
had
played
like
pretty
130
well.
yards.
I don't know. They might surprise us.
As I said, we should smack them, but I ain't guaranteeing it. I don't like that. So, we shall see. Moving on forward, man.
They're getting baked.
You say you watched part of the Bills game, Jordan. So Bills, Bengals. Bills want to win a shootout. Josh Allen put on his cape again. Got him to that win. Bengals pretty much out of playoff contention now. What's your thoughts on that game, Jordan? Bills and Bengals.
Nah, yeah, that was another great game too. Back and forth, both great QBs playing lights out in the snow though, which was crazy to me.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Just shows you how nice they really are. You get what I'm saying? Kind of expected the shootout, you know what I'm saying? Both defenses really haven't played well really all year, only at times. And like for the Bills, it's just like they're another team right now where it's just like, yo, if they get in a wild card or whatever, like nobody was going to want to see them. Like just because of the pedigree, like of what they've done and who Josh Allen is and like because like he was snapping. Like it was some play. I'm like, damn, he doing all this shit. And like, I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? And at this point, yo, for the Bengals, like this might sound crazy. Joe, they ain't never gonna win shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
They had their chance in that Super Bowl, but I don't think they ever gonna win nothing, man. Like when you look at just like you just said about the Lions and they window, when your window, like the Eagles had their window and they capitalized.
Right.
Like the Lions had their window, they didn't. The Ravens had their window, they didn't. Like the Bengals had their window and they didn't. Joe Burrow gonna have to get the fuck out of there if he ever wants to win anything. At some point, all the receivers is gonna be going, and then after that, that shit is buried. Because they're not gonna find another Jamar Chase, and they're not gonna find another motherfucking T. Higgins.
All right, Jeff, your thoughts on the Bills and Bengals?
Hey, yo, I just like I would just. This was a really good game, right? This is a good game because it was good for the NFL too, because two of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. The NFL doesn't have a boatload of great quarterback play. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we tend to hold on to the quarterbacks that we're getting. And this was a dog fest shootout. It just got wicked when Joe Burrow threw the pick six. Like, then he came back and threw another pick, the first play. I'm like, what? He took the money or something? Like, yo, it was a good game. And those two plays really turned it around. Like you said, Josh Allen with like the 40-yard run. He was just doing everything he possibly needed to do at home in the snow in Buffalo. It was a fantastic game. I think James Cook, my man, I don't know what happened. He had fumbled it in the end zone. That was crazy.
He needs to be
He leads the league in fumbles, bro.
That is crazy. He got like 3 fumbles in the last 3 games too, and he lost 2 of them. I think it's 4 in 2 games. 4 or 3 games with 2 losses. That's crazy. I don't understand what's going on with that. But the game itself was good. Like, Josh Allen is really making a lot happen with nobody. The wide receivers are trash. Keon Coleman never lived up to his hype. Shakir is what he is. Like, you know what I'm saying? The tight ends, they got 2 of them that just be mid. Both of them, Knox and what's the name? The other one.
Shit, they was the only ones doing something.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, they never really be like crazy. Like, you would expect them to be elite tight ends, and they not. Neither one of them. So to go along with Josh Allen, I mean, again, it was just another game where he just put the entire team and city of Buffalo on his back and did what he had to do. But like I said, I didn't think they were going to win the game. I mean, I think it was 28-17, and then he threw the pick six. And then he came back and threw another pick. And I'm like, damn, what a tide of the turn. Like, what a turn of the whole game. You know what I'm saying? You had a chance, Joe Burrow, to really kind of like keep the conversation alive. The Bengals would be there. But, you know, you can't make those type of mistakes. Against a Bills defense that's not even really like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're not really that good. They lost a lot of their key people. And they seem to be bringing back other players back into the fold that used to be like there during the heyday. You know, and when we talk about windows and things like that, like what teams had windows, the sad part about the AFC is the Bills, the Chiefs, the Bengals, and the Ravens were all in the same window. Like everyone was good at the same exact time. So whoever, it wasn't like they took turns like this team was good for 4 or 5 years and then this team was good for 5 years. They were all so good at the same damn time. It was like basically the beast of the feast. Like whoever was going to be the better team was going to feast on the rest. And that's what the Chiefs did. The Bills, I just think they never really took the necessary steps. Maybe it's market money. I don't know. But they never really took the necessary steps to give Josh Allen, I'm getting a Charlie horse. That's crazy work. Okay. That is crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Come on, old man, get it together, bro.
Wow.
Jeff on
That's crazy.
Jeff on the IR right now.
Yo,
Go ahead,
man.
get you a banana. Go ahead, get you a banana
like I
and
said,
some Gatorade, bro.
It just never materialized for the Bills, but this was a fantastic game. I mean, I love seeing both quarterbacks doing what they do. I think Burrow had 4 touchdowns. The 2 picks just like annihilated the entire chance of them coming back and having any playoff hopes. And Jordan, you're right. I don't know if a team really want to see the Bills in a one-game winner-take-all type thing. Josh Allen might throw for 400 and run 400. Like he might do so much, but then he might get bopped the next game and be out. You know what I'm saying? You just don't know, but it's an interesting dynamic. That AFC East is all but locked up. The Patriots about to be the stalwart for the rest of the next maybe 10 years. And you can like I believe that, man. Fix your face, homie. The next 10, they about to run for him, bro. May's like in the second year. You know, so
Can
Josh
they
Allen,
win a playoff game first?
they
Come
may.
on, man. They just trying to be
Yo,
early,
slow
man. That's
that
the thing.
shit
They're trying to be
down,
early.
Bro, his poise and his play, like
Yo,
Jeff, you finally caught up, Jeff. I've been saying
I've
it.
been saying it, bro. We've
listen,
been talking about May in the MVP
Patriots and
conversation.
the Broncos, they have to prove it. They
I
have to win
trust
a playoff game.
them better because their coaching strategy.
I don't
Hold on.
Go ahead, yeah.
Hold on.
But
We're
that
on
was
the
a good
Bills
game.
and the
Bills and
Bengals.
Bengals.
Yeah, Toby.
We're about to get real.
Yeah,
Bills,
Bills and
yeah,
Bengals.
I won't say much about the Bills and Bengals
Right.
game. I was watching the Steelers game, and they were showing like highlights from the game, and they was playing in the snow. It was a shootout. I seen Josh Allen run for like a 40-yard touchdown. I'm like, yeah, this guy's Superman. He could do it all. Like you guys said, he doesn't really have that many weapons. That's really elite, and he really carries that team. So that team goes as far as he goes. The defense isn't great. I felt like, honestly, the Bengals had control of that game until that pick 6 from Joe Burrow. So Joe Burrow threw that pick 6, and then after that, it was like GG's. He threw another pick after that. So that was game over after that. And it was definitely a good W for the Bills. The Bills needed that W because, like you guys said, the Patriots are right. I think they're how many games? Maybe 1 or 2 games ahead. I gotta look at the table again. But I think they're playing the Patriots again coming up soon, so they needed this W. They couldn't be losing at home to Cincinnati. That Bills defense sucks. So when you guys talk about, I don't fear the Bills in the playoffs, and honestly, this is probably the Bills' best chance in trying to get to a Super Bowl. Really think about it, because KC is out of here, Ravens are out of here. Yeah. So who's in their way? Denver, and the Patriots. Like when you really think about it, they've been like the top 2 teams. No team has really proven that they could win. The teams that have been at the top are now at the bottom right now. So this is honestly the Bills' best chance to do it. I don't trust that defense though. I feel like they've been fragile all year. So we'll see what they could do. But Josh Allen, great quarterback. Joe Burrow, I think he's not going anywhere. I think Jordan said he should leave. He's not going anywhere. Cincinnati has to build better around him. Definitely get a new offensive line, because I feel like Joe Burrow gets hurt every other year. He gets hurt and he's done for majority of the year. They got to get a better offensive line.
Nobody wants to come play for them.
He got those receivers.
They never make
moves. They should just drop some
Hendrickson and the draft was crazy.
Huh?
Yeah.
You see, their organization is bad. You see what they did with Hendrickson, and then the boy they drafted.
I'm saying, he got to get out of there.
I don't think he's going anywhere. They're not going to let him go. That's a franchise quarterback. They just have to do better and drafting and signing some free agents to protect him. But definitely a good game. I felt like Cincinnati had the game in control, but that pick six was crazy. Like I seen that, like they flashed to work. I was like, wow. So Bills came back and won. Bills definitely need the W to stay afloat with the Patriots. Patriots are flying high right now. But we'll talk about them later. You guys are you and especially Mike. He always trying to be early with this Drake May stuff, but we'll talk about that another time. But good W for the Bills. They definitely needed it, and I don't know if the Bills can't get to the bowl this year. When are they going to do it? Because this is the AFC is literally wide open.
Yeah, I agree with that. Darryl, your thoughts on the Bills and Bengals, bro?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with everybody. The Bengals, they gave this game away. Well, more specifically, Burrow. They were in control majority of the game. For a fantasy perspective, it was fun seeing everybody eat and the Bills chase out the game. It was very fun while watching that. For the Bills, even though with this win, I don't trust them. Two things. Well, actually, one thing. This is their defense. I don't think Allen can have this type of game or a comeback and have a comeback game like this against Patriots, Broncos, and even the Texans defense as well if they match up in the playoffs. So this is almost not like a game like the Chiefs where I just didn't take too much. Them coming back is definitely a good sign. Next week against the Patriots that's their test for me. If they can get that revenge game and they can play well, if that defense can show up and make it difficult for May. And if they get the win, then I'm like, okay, Bills might have some here. And then what y'all said about who was in their way, I might lean in more into that. But right now, with that how that defense is playing and how other defenses are playing in the AFC, I just don't see it this year. For the Bengals, I mean, their organization just really has held them down. No one wants to go there. No, the GM doesn't make any moves. So they're pretty much stuck top heavy on the offensive side and with holes to fill throughout the rest of the roster. So I'm not sure where they go. But the biggest test for me is the Bills is next week. If they show up and perform and get that win against the Patriots, is that home or away? For the is that New England? So that's definitely a big test. If they get that win, then I'll be more confident in the Bills as far as what they're able to do in the playoffs.
It's only around the corner though.
Yeah. It's still Foxborough though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like I'm gonna be long. I'll reiterate whatever everything you guys said. The Bengals season are pretty much done. I don't think Joe goes nowhere because he's from Ohio. He's not leaving his home or whatever like that. So I feel like he's gonna stay there. I do feel like that the Bills, the defense, again, it's just like McDermott and McDermott, just like Harbaugh. He got to get it done this year. Again, you got no Mahomes likely, no Lamar likely. It's a bunch of young guys going to be in there. Drake May, Bo Nix, to Jordan's point. You know what I mean? Probably CJ Stroud in the playoffs. So you should be able to, you know what I mean, at this point, Josh will be the veteran of all the quarterbacks in the playoffs in the AFC. So he should be able to, this is going to be his best opportunity. So he got to do it. I do think that I think he is capable of putting in 3 straight games. But again, the Patriots going to head his way. That's just my opinion. So, yeah. So we're gonna move on. What's the next topic? Packers. Oh yeah, Packers hold off the Bears. That was a game for the division lead. Packers wound up setting them down, the first half and holding on to get the victory. Jeff, your thoughts on the Packers and Bears, man?
Jordan Love, ever since Christian Washington coming back, man, that boy been cooking, boy. He been cooking with that real special Wisconsin whiskey. And I don't know, maybe that's what he needed. And honestly, it makes me think Jordan Love is the number 1 receiver. But you know what? This was a good game. It was a really close game until Caleb started throwing the picks. When Caleb threw the pick, I knew it was it was kind of like a done-up move. It just seemed like he was kind of off all day. His percentage was low. I think it was like 18 for 35 or something like that. He wasn't really hitting on point like he should. And I don't know if it was the pressure packed at the moment or if the Packers were getting some kind of pressure up on them, but they didn't run the ball as well as they did against the Eagles last week. And so, I was expecting to maybe see some continuity with that, maybe continue it. But the Packers really kind of dominated this from start to finish, in my opinion. Even though the score might not indicate it, they were dominant because they were just really getting off what they needed to get off when they needed to get it off. And Jordan Love hit Watson, I think, for across. It was a quick slant across. It was for 40 yards. I was like, dang, this guy's really finding his groove with this one receiver. It looks like they have a number 1 receiver, and I was impressed by that. Last year, I had the Packers in the Super Bowl. you know, and I of course I got massive ridicule because they flamed all the way out like a candle that was blown on a birthday cake. So, you know, at this point, I'm just like, damn, you know, do I go with that again? And Jordan Love did start off kind of kinky this season. It was kind of off a little bit, but he's starting to really find his groove. I think did they get Reed? They got Reed back this week, right? So, you know, they kind of had all their guys on the field, but Christian Washington is definitely emerged. And listen, listen. Caleb is really good. Caleb and Ben Johnson are really good together. Look, you're not going to win them all. At least you in the race for the NFC North, and I think that's a good thing. They're competitive against each other. But you know what? This is going to be coming down to the wire, if you ask me. I think those two teams, is it possible that they could face each other in the playoffs again for a third time? You know, if that's the case, you know, with Green Bay having home field advantage in all likelihood, because I think they're at the top of the whole NFC, aren't they? I think that win puts them at the very top of the NFC. Yeah. So, and they're looking like contention team. Now, my only concern with Green Bay is, can they stop the run? You know, we know they have issues stopping the run. We've seen teams run on them. They don't really have a dominant interior presence since they gave up Kelly in exchange for Micah Parsons. So it's going to be up to Jordan Love to kind of get points on the board and let the defensive line pin their ears back and go ahead and do what they got to do. The play that Caleb made at the end, which was really just flabbergasted to me, it's like, you've just got to put more on that ball. You've got to give your tight end a chance, because he threw it back there and it was short. I mean, it was all really short. It made Nixon get an easy interception. I think he just puts it up a little bit more for Kmet to go get it. He got a big chance. And I was shocked, actually. You got the 6'7" dude that they drafted in the draft, Loveland. Why aren't you just using him for the jump balls? Like, use the personnel. Y'all passed on Warren to get this guy, and you're not using him, I don't think, to the best of his abilities. When they get down in the red zone, you got to go to that guy. He's like 6'5", 6'7", or something like that. And, you know, and again, next year the Bears will probably be super good. This year, I was happy to see the progression with Caleb because of the fact that they took the ball out of his hand from him trying to just do all that backyard USC shit. This is the big boys, bro. It is. It's the big boys. Everyone's faster, stronger, and bigger here. You're just not gonna get that off. And they were able to take the ball out of his hands, and he had some good moments. But, you know, I think the Packers might be on to something for the next couple of years. I think the Detroit Lions are going to fall off, and I think the Packers are going to kind of like start to separate themselves for a couple years with this division.
Joe, your thoughts on Daryl, your thoughts on the Packers and Bears?
Yeah, it's good to see this consistency with Love. That's been my main focus with him. It's just a couple games, got a good game, and then he just falls off for a few weeks, and then just that plays out over the course of the year. But it's good to see him after that great Thanksgiving game, Curry back with this game, 3 touchdowns. And Packers, they got everything you need to win, in my opinion. They got the quarterback. Josh Jacobs over 20 carries. He's been consistent since he's been there. And getting those receivers back and healthy. Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, that's going to be a good 1-2 punch for Love. Even the guy, Bo Melton, he's been making plays throughout the year as well. So they got everything they need, especially on the defense. They acquired a game for Micah after I think almost had 3 sacks last week. So they got all the tools they need. For the Bears, I feel like Caleb not having his favorite target, Rome Odunze, was big for him. There were times I felt like he just dropped back and just wasn't sure of himself. But it's not too much stock in his loss. I mean, they put themselves in a good position, 9-4. Definitely didn't expect them to get to this point. I feel like the Bears, they can get a playoff win against a team in that first wild card week. The difference, I feel like the Packers, they can go further. This is also had them as a Super Bowl preview in our preview show. And this game is just another example of why I thought that. There's all 3 phases. They can be the better team on any. They can be the better team on any given week because they got everything you need. It just all depends on Love staying consistent and taking care of the ball and getting the ball in the hands of these playmakers who are now back and healthy and are ready for a run.
All right, Toby, your thoughts on the Green Bay game?
Good game for the Packers. Good W for them. Came back and now they're number 1 in that division. Caleb threw that pick at the end, which basically sealed up that out. I feel like this year overall, Caleb has been decent. I still feel like he could be better, but I feel like Ben Johnson has helped them a lot. They have a running game. I feel like 2 decent running backs. They split carries. They both had double-digit carries. Overall, I think they're like 138 yards rushing. So, like, offensively, they're heading in the right direction. Caleb is playing safer football, better football. But this week, I feel like they've been on a hot streak, and eventually, that was going to come to an end. Packers, like Daryl said, have the offense, have the defense. They got Christian Watson back, so the offense is clicking. Jordan Love has been playing better the last 3 weeks. They're heading in the right direction. So, definitely a good W for them. I feel like they can make moves. I'm not sure if they're going to necessarily pass the Lions, but I would say that, Love is the best quarterback in that division to me. And, we'll see what they do, when it comes to the playoffs. Don't have much to add to that. I'm just happy that, at the end of the day, I think the Bears are 9-3 or 9-4. So that itself is impressive by Ben Johnson. I low-key wanted him at the Steelers. But he went to the Bears and he's doing good things with the Bears. And Caleb Williams is, definitely improved year over year. So, when they get Dunze back, maybe they could make some moves. I think they play the 49ers next. That'll be a good test for them to see if they can bounce back against a very, very good team. But yeah, Love, I'm very impressed by Love the last few weeks. He stepped up his game, and we'll see if the Packers can make some noise in the playoffs.
Jordan, Packers Bears, man.
So it was definitely a good game. I expected it to be a good game against two good teams. To Jeff's point, right, since Christian Watson has gotten back, Jordan Love has played a lot better. He's played mistake-free. They've been able to do a lot more with Christian Watson just because of what he brings. So, right now, they definitely look scary because if he plays mistake-free football with Josh Jacobs, Christian Watson, and the guys that they have, they can make a nice little run. You get what I'm saying? So, with the defense they got, with Parsons, they just got he just got to continue to play mistake-free ball. You know what I'm saying? Because the problem was we all said we didn't really trust him. But he's kept the ball out of harm's way recently. You feel me? He's balling. So if you started like this in the beginning of the year, it'd be a different story. But as far as the Bears, where they're at right now is just good for them in their progression with the coach, with the QB. You know what I'm saying? Like, Caleb is at least showing that he can lead a winning football team. All the specialties and the talent that he has, that shit gonna come out when it needs to come out. But if he just continues to play on time, on rhythm, and they protect him, they're gonna win games. And he has the talent to where once he puts it all together, honestly, you can make the case that at the quarterback position, he might be the most talented one in the league. From a talent perspective. He's uber athletic. He can make any arm. He has the strongest arm. He has one of the strongest arms in the league.
Yeah.
And he can make any throw from any angle with velocity. So once he puts it all together and plays within the structure, rhythm, timing, he is the type of talent that can lead you to a Super Bowl. It's just going to be, are they going to always have the right pieces? Is he going to be able to structure it and put it together? If they can, they're a team. He's a talent that can take you to the promised land. You feel me?
For it to be his first year with Ben Johnson, I think being 9-4 is pretty good. Wherever they are, I think that I agree. When he rolls out, it's dangerous because he's definitely super talented on those rollouts and stuff like that. He's actually pretty fast.
He's fast as shit.
Yeah, he's fast as shit. Yeah,
he's fast as shit.
He be beating DBs to the marker and shit like that. Yeah, he's fast. Yeah, and they got a lot of teams, so they don't get better and better. This year might not be their year, but I think it's a great start with the new coach and the whole new regime they got going there. With the Packers, or everything y'all said, I feel like they can get to a Super Bowl if they keep it together. Love don't make mistakes. They got a good running game. Both running backs are actually pretty good, and that helps out Love a lot. Of course, Matt LaFleur, he's always been a good play caller, always been a good offensive mind. Love, we always know he's talented. He just can't make the bad mistake. He don't actually throw a lot of picks. It's just a bad pick he normally throws. So if he don't do that, they got the talent, man, where they could be a really hard out. They'll probably get to bye at this point now in the playoffs. So they can win 2 games, get the Super Bowl. We can see. In interest of time, I'm gonna skip over the Titans and Browns because they're not in the playoffs anyway. I'm going to the Jags and Colts. Jags did beat the Colts to take first place. Danny Dimes, of course, is done for the year. and they're bringing in grandfather Rivers or whatever to try to help him out. But, Jordan, your thoughts on this whole thing with the Colts and Jags and the Colts now, man?
Yeah, I mean the Colts are just baked at this point. Like it sucks for them. They had a hot start. You feel me? Tailed off a little bit toward the end of this year, but they were obviously. I think they were probably still going to be able to make the playoffs, possibly. But it's baked without Daniel Jones, Phillip Rivers. I pray to God like he stays healthy and he does not like come out of this with any life-threatening issues after this because that man ain't took it. Huh?
5 years since he last.
He was on the Hall of Fame ballot. It's going to restart now.
What was it? 5 years?
It's 5 years, yeah.
Yeah. When was the last time he played?
2020.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So it's been 5 years.
Yeah.
And I just truly pray that he comes away out of this with no life-threatening issues at all, because I do not, for the life of me, understand. I cannot imagine him playing the Texans and Will Anderson coming
bro
full speed.
They got the
free
Seahawks.
block.
They got the Seahawks. Seahawks defense good too. Coming
Yo,
up.
DeMarcus Lawrence.
Got Seahawks tonight this week.
Yeah, I know.
Full speed, no blocks, and popping his ass.
And that's on the road too.
He gonna pop his ass right back on the couch. After that shit, I'm telling you, I pray to God that man.
And he wasn't that mobile before, so now
I don't understand it. Like
it's your boy Shane Steichen. He said Rivers know his offense. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would go get somebody from the CFL.
Yeah.
Fuck around. Like, it's just, I just pray to God that man is going to be safe. Because Joe Flacco been playing.
Yeah.
Listen, I just pray the man's safe. That's all. But, like, yeah, I don't like the Jaguars. You know I don't like the Jaguars. Even though they're going to have a decent season. And are they leading the division right now?
Yeah.
No, the Texans are, aren't they?
No, fuck no. Texans just barely.
Jaguars leading the division, right?
Yeah.
So they're gonna make the playoffs.
Jaguars won, yeah.
We'll see what they do.
Texans got eight wins.
Right, we'll see what they do. Let's see if they win. Let's see if Sunshine can live up to the. Because listen, this might be Sunshine's best year, maybe second.
Yeah.
In what, 5 years, 6 years?
Yeah, he ain't lived up to his building.
And nobody's ever really discussed it.
Yeah,
more like a moonlight.
that was Jeff Mans right there.
Yo, he be capping, yo.
Daryl, your thoughts on the Jags Colts?
I gotta give a shout out to Jags coach Liam Cohen. Like there's a couple of coaches this year that's putting their fingerprints on the team and just changing the how they've been the past few years. Like Brian Johnson for the Bears and this team. I didn't see this team as a 9-win team, and they got basically the same team as they did with Dougie P. Just different coaching, different playing calling. Travis Etienne. He's been having a comeback year all year. They give him the ball. It was good to see Brian Thomas come back and actually catch the ball this week. So they got some, and the defense they no slouch. They've been making plays and keeping low scores a lot throughout the year. So they can make some noise. I feel like they're in the bottom tier as far as the AFC playoffs goes. But hey, leading the division. I think they play the Texans coming up. No, they don't play. They don't have a game against the Texans. Just one more game against the Colts. So. Actually, also they have a good test against the Broncos coming up. So good to see with them. See what as far as they win the division or finish as a wild card. And with the Colts, yeah, I don't know what that was. They do some weird moves like this throughout the year with that GM, like just bringing in just odd free agents when they're desperate, even that year when they hired Jeff Saturday, who hadn't never coached at all, and as far as just having him being the coach for the rest of the year. So they do out the blue stuff like this. They pretty much their season was over as soon as unfortunately Danny Dimes' Achilles went. It was starting to be like that once he was playing on one leg. So I feel like maybe this overcompensation that led to the injury. So but it was a good win for the Jags, and I'll see what they're able to do going forward.
Toby. From the Jags.
Yeah. I mean, once Daniel Jones got injured, it was game over for the Colts. Their season is over. Good win for the Jags. I think their next game is against the Jets. Then they play the Denver. Then it is Colts and Titans. So they should go 3-1 and win the rest. They should close out that division, I believe. And the Colts, they're just trying to save their season because they started out so hot, and we thought they was going to win that division easily. Jonathan Taylor was looking like an MVP. Daniel Jones was playing good football. Now they're calling him Phillip Rivers. Come on, he's 44 years old, and I remember he even played for the Colts some years ago. He wasn't really that good. So he's cooked. They're cooked. Yeah. So the Jags, they're probably going to win the division. I'm not high on them because, the last few years they haven't really been that great. So we'll have to see what happens in the playoffs. See if Trevor Lawrence could, get the hype going against when the playoffs come. Because anything short of that, of an impressive game, even if they lose in the playoffs, if he plays impressive, then we can get back on that bandwagon again. But yeah, good W for the Jaguars. They did what they were supposed to do. I told you, Phillip Rivers need that bread, bro. He got 10 kids. That's a lot of extra money, bro. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. That's a lot of
hurt. Doesn't hurt.
A lot of kids to feed. So they're gonna give him a couple, maybe $1 million, to play.
Probably.
Like Jordan said, hopefully he doesn't get seriously injured because
they only signed him to the practice squad though. Right?
Practice squad, yeah. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
with
the
ball with the PCL play.
Oh, you gotta love football though, because he was right about to be on the Hall of Fame ballot. That's all going to reset.
Now you're gonna reset it for 5 more.
He's gonna go on regardless. So
he wasn't going this year first ballot anyway. But Jeff, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that was a messy game. Listen, the Jaguars beat the Colts because they should have. Again, Danny Dimes had a broken fibula and he was still trying to play. He hadn't been Danny Dimes anymore now. Anyway, he's more like Danny Nichols. He had kind of fallen off his trajectory at first. Jonathan Taylor, they figured it out to bottle him up. ETN is having a good season, 900 yards. Sunshine is just mid, man. It's just bad draft for them entirely. He's got 2,800 yards this year passing. That's not good enough. And I don't even know how they've even gotten to this point in their season with this record. Honestly, I can't even think of it. I just think they beat some teams. They took advantage of the Chiefs. And that's the game I can really think about the most. Bless you. So, it's just kind of crazy, like how they even got to this point. But it was a rainy game in South Florida. It was crazy. And the Colts came out on top. And that's really all I got to say about that. Not the Jaguars.
Man, I think the Jags are having a good. I'm with Daryl, man. Lynn Cohen's a really good coach. I think he definitely stepped up over Dougie P. I think they're having a good season. They lost their second overall pick, for the season, and they're still playing well. He ain't do shit for when he was there.
Know what to do with him.
That's just true too.
He was starting to become number one. You had a couple good weeks. He was leading the receiver, then just fell off. Well, he got hurt, so.
But they lost him. BT was out for a while, and they still, got a good record. They did definitely hawk the Colts down. Colts were always a kind of a fraud, maybe a little bit. Once you figured out if we load the box and stop JT, what Tane's been doing, what's Danny going to do? And then we got a broken leg. Oh my God! And now I got the Achilles. He might be chopped. I got Achilles injury too.
Yeah. And it was a contract year too.
Week 14.
Yeah, that's
wild.
They got AR got hurt mysteriously and with the exercise, whatever like that. They got another rookie. Rivers. They just done, man. You know what I mean? So it's a wild thing. Rivers was coaching high school football, so I don't know if he's gonna leave the team now as the head coach. That's wild by itself. But
they said he was running the Colts offense, and
I know he was. He coached with Shane Steichen. That's why he wanted to bring him in. Like, he don't trust somebody else to run his system. I don't know if it's that elaborate that he got to have Rivers there, but whatever. But either way, they done. What's bad for them though is they sent 2 first-round picks to Sauce Gardner to win this year
too.
Yeah,
wow.
And
forgot about that.
Yeah, so
they still give up 36 to the Jags.
That's true.
Well, he was hurt, right? He got hurt though.
Yeah, he got hurt. He on IR right now.
Yeah. But that was a win. That was a win now move because they were 7-2 or whatever it was, or something like that.
About the bottom falling out, all right.
Yeah. So that's what's bad for them. Moving forward though, Jeff, talk with the Pickles, man.
Let's go, my boy. Listen, man. It's just my year, man. I got the Midas touch, man.
You got lucky.
I don't hear no hate. I don't hear about no cooking the books. Toby co-signing that nastiness. So of course we had Detroit and Dallas last week. Me, Mike, and Toby. I ain't listening to Mike and Toby no more. We all picked Dallas. We took an L. Everyone took the Jags bandwagon. Everyone took Green Bay but me. I'm the one that got cooked in that. For some reason, Toby, Daryl, and Jordan thought KC wasn't fried. We knew they was fried. And only me and Daryl went with the Chargers over Philly. So at the end of the day, as usual, I'm at the top, 31-14. Right behind me is Mike and Justin tied, 28-17. Toby, Jordan, 22, 24, and 22. Excuse me. Matter of fact, Daryl is 25-20, and then Toby and Jordan, 24 and 22.
Okay,
This week,
yeah.
I mean, he trying. You know, he gonna get. Look, he losing somewhere. He gonna win somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Boy, it's just how the game goes. This week we got some burn. We got some good joints this week, actually. Mike, you want to load them up or no?
Yeah, but they already heard it.
Bet. We got Pats. Everybody on the right is at home. We got the Northeast Bowl with the Buffalo Bills and the Patriots. We got Super Bowl, the John Elway Super Bowl rematch, Packers and Broncos, and then we got the Golf Stafford Bowl.
I'm going first.
I'll go.
Go ahead.
Are you going?
I got Buffalo,
Yeah, you're right.
Packers, Rams.
Right.
Okay.
All right, give me Patriots. I'm gonna trust Love. Give me Packers and give me Rams.
Toby.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Buffalo because they're not about to get swept by the Patriots. Like,
Okay.
give me Packers because Broncos been on a winning streak. They eventually have to lose, and give me the Rams because the Lions' defense suck. So,
Wait, Toby, what you say? Buffalo what?
Buffalo, Packers, Rams.
All right.
They can get swept and will get swept, and the Pats are coming off a bye with more time to prepare for McDaniel, so I'm gonna go with them against that Buffalo White defense. Packers, yeah, because the Broncos' offense is not that great, and the Packers' defense pretty good themselves, even not because of the Broncos. And yeah, I do think the Lions' defense does suck, so I'm gonna trust Stafford to cook them up as he goes towards the MVP.
Daryl, who you say you went to New England? Who else?
Yeah, Patriots, Packers, Rams.
So everybody's just gonna go all with the same thing. So
No, they didn't. What you talking about?
Yeah, Jordan only one that went with Buffalo.
No, they didn't.
I'm going Buffalo too.
And Toby, oh wow, y'all crazy. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Brooms. Go ahead and get the Patriots. I think the Broncos gonna win. I think they can shut down Christian Watson. I don't think he's gonna be that good against Denver, against Green Bay.
No
matter how
you're right.
And Pastor saying, right. And this Rams game, this is interesting, man. This is interesting. I'm gonna go with the Rams too. I ain't gonna be crazy. Because I mean the Rams is running the ball with both Corum and Williams, and it's just they like cooking it up right now. So
all right, man. This was a jam-packed show. Thank you all.
Wait, I just want to make sure that we note that in the first season preview, I picked the Buffalo Bills versus the Philadelphia Eagles for the Super Bowl. The Bills are they're gonna make it.
All right, Jeff. Thank you all for coming on.
Oh, wait, by the way, and I'm number one playoff, but you know what I'm saying, number one in fantasy this season. Just so y'all know. All right.
Yeah, fantasy update, Jeff number one. Somehow Daryl lost the 2 seed. I don't know what happened there.
Daryl got because he wanted it too bad.
The supposedly best player in the league got 160 ran on him. That's what.
And Toby and Jordan is where he normally is in fantasy, but let's talk about that. But thank you all for watching. For Daryl, for Toby, for Jordan, for Jeff. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Peace, y'all.
All right, fellas.
Toby like, let me get out of here. I'm out of here.